Rural people walk a hard line between disparity and abundance. In the US, we're nearly 20% of the population and about 80% of the land, yet we have historically been bypassed by government and exploited by big companies who have extracted our resources and left precious little investment behind. We know about trauma and addiction and suicide. We know about shuttered hospitals and crappy roads and underfunded schools and spotty broadband. And we know that 1 in 4 kids lives in poverty. Those are our kids and our youth who are told they have to leave to save their lives. That's all part of the rural story. But also part of our story is what I call a practice of participation. We can't control the systemic barriers and disparities that hunt us and haunt us. We can't control the forces of globalization and automation that have taken our livelihoods, our jobs. But we can control our response to these forces, and usually that means we just keep participating. We keep showing up at funerals and potlucks, at PTA meetings and choir practice, at football games and city council meetings. We keep checking out library books and performing in community theater productions. We make our plans for here and about here, as writer Joe Carson says. And that regular practice of participation is what characterizes our relationships, and it gives us the ability to live and work and worship together in spite of disagreements. And it helps us withstand the tangles of partisanship, too. It's hard to dismiss someone when you expect to see them tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. I hope you're not hearing me say, though, that rural futures are secure because we have community spirit. I'm not saying that. Rural people are pissed as hell about the shape of our economies and our infrastructure, and we're deeply worried about our children. There is absolutely a role for thoughtful government and philanthropic participation in this story. Better policies and more investment are critical for our future in rural places, especially if we want our young people to answer the call to come home. But what pulled me back to Athens is this deep knowledge that we already have something essential in place. I believe there's something incredibly powerful about the way we show up with each other in small daily ways, the way we stay within sight and sound of each other. It's a practice. That's the only word I can think of to describe what we do. Contemplative scholar and teacher James Finley offered the lesson this way: find your practice and practice it. Find your teaching and follow it. Find your community and join it.